Um, and I'm gonna just say these. We're gonna let Mr. Jones rock out for a little bit, y'all, because I want him. So, Mr. Jones, I want you to speak on what your initial thoughts are after hearing that audio. Do you agree or disagree with anything that he said? Do you think black women not accepting and acknowledging bisexual men is a big reason for the amount of down low men in our community? And also, Mr. Jones, I want you to speak on what do you personally attribute to the amount of down low men in our community? Do you think it is more of a self acceptance issue, or like the man in the audio said, do you think it's black women not creating a safe space for these group of men? So go ahead, Mr. Jones.
To be honest with you, I don't even think that it's necessarily the onus is entirely on black women, and I think far too often we try to scapegoat what black women are doing to bolster like how the rest of society moves. To be honest with you, I think it more has to do with their fear of what other black men will say about what it
I
is
said
that they're
that. That's
doing.
exactly what I said
Yeah.
too.
So I think that scapegoating black women in this situation is a little bit wild. However, I mean, yes, I'm sure that there is some women that carry some of these toxic ideologies. What that is just a part of the patriarchy, a part of white supremacy, something that we've been indoctrinated with since the beginning of time. And a lot of it has to do with church culture. A lot of it has to do with male pastors being up there on the pulpit telling people that it's wrong. But those same male pastors that be on the pulpit telling you how wrong this shit is, be undercover themselves. These same choir directors and things of that nature be undercover themselves. So, I mean, the first point that I would make is stop scapegoating black women, you know what I'm saying, for like, how society moves. But two, you know what I'm saying, like black men need to start to recognize that a lot of these things that they are feeling are natural occurrences. I promise you, if you ask Genty, he will tell you that he felt this way his whole life. You cannot make somebody gay. You cannot make somebody trans. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody turns trans, nobody turns gay. That's not how this works. Like you've known this about yourself as long as been known to
Hold
be
on, and
attracted or know
can
you.
I correct something real quick, Mr. Jones? Because I
Oh
see
yeah.
a lot of people in the comment section spreading misinformation, saying, "Oh, men shouldn't be DL because of diseases and this, that, and the third." Okay, let me break something down for you guys, right?
I would have
You
got
know
to that,
what?
but
You
that's
know
not
what?
what one of the questions that was asked me. But go ahead.
No, my bad, my bad. I just wanted to get out the way. Someone said something about something about that, and people forget. You know what, Mr. Jones, you cook. I'm gonna wait till the end to talk about that. Go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Jones, Mr.
Gotcha.
Jones, Mr.
Go
Jones.
ahead.
Let me say something real quick because I do want to hear your thoughts on this as well. And
Yeah.
just remember what you said. I'm gonna be really quick. So, Mr. Jones, I personally do believe I agree with you, and I disagree with the man in the audio trying to place majority of the blame on black women. But,
Mhm.
Mr. Jones, I do think that if our women were more accepting of acknowledging of bisexual men, I personally think, Mr. Jones, that men that are bisexual wouldn't really care about what heterosexual men like myself or just, because again, we can acknowledge that a lot of our black men are homophobic, whether they want to
Mhm.
like, accept it or not. I think if the women were more accepting of and acknowledging of it, I don't think, me personally, I don't think that they would care about what the heterosexual black men have to think. So,
I
what are your
disagree.
thoughts on
I
that?
disagree on this. I disagree for this reason, right?
Okay.
Even if women were accepting of it,
Okay.
most of our churches are still led by men, even though the vast majority of church goers are women. And like I said, all of this is a direct, you know what I'm saying, it has a direct correlation to Christianity specifically. Because prior to the introduction of Christianity into black culture, or I would say African culture, these weren't a thing. So again, I feel like in this instance, we're still trying to scapegoat women because black men would still be violent to other black men if they thought that they were exhibiting what they considered gay or queer or less than masculine tendencies.
Oh, let me ask you a question, Mr.
Hey,
Jones. Okay,
host,
go ahead.
can you let up Blasian Persuasion?
Okay.
She's really has a quite a hatred for me.
Okay.
Can you let
Hey,
her up?
hey, Mr. Reese, what account you said you requested under another account? Let me know what account you requested under so I can bring you up. But before I do that, Mr. Jones,
Like it's
um,
weird.
Mr. Jones,
Yeah.
So you said I hear what you're saying, but Mr. Jones, do you answer this honestly, Mr. Jones?
Yeah.
Do you honestly believe that? Because I'm a heterosexual black man myself. I know you're a
Same.
heterosexual black man, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that majority of us heterosexual black men? Okay, I agree because and Genty and I talked a few days ago, and Genty was basically saying like a lot of us don't even realize that we do have a little bit of homophobia in us. And I actually do agree with Genty when he says that, but I don't think, Mr. Jones, that a lot of us heterosexual black men have any real hatred and want to get physically violent, want to just totally X out a lot of black men that are in the LGBTQIA plus community. I don't personally believe that. Do you believe that?
I don't think that I don't think that the vast majority of black men such as ourselves are seeking out people in the queer community to harm, but I think that quite often the harm that does come to them comes from black men. So I'm not saying that they're necessarily seeking them out.
Right.
I just think that a lot of the harm that does come to them comes from black men.
Right.
And I mean, statistically, we can prove this. Also, if we're going to bring up another person, then I think that it's fair to bring up Legs as like, a representative for the queer community, because I'm not queer, or I'm not trans either. Excuse me.
Who's legs, Mr. Jones?
Watch my legs.
Okay.
I'm not trans and I'm not queer, so I think that we should probably have
So,
somebody.
Mr. Jones, you're actually a straight man.
That is correct.
One second, OG, 1 second. Mr. Reese, you need to let me know what account that you requested or that you're requested under. Because Genty said to bring you up. So you got to let me know what account you're under. But Mr. Jones, I want to ask you one more question, and then I'm going to let Khalid speak. And watch my legs. I'm going to bring you up right now as well. So, Mr. Jones, and I was telling
listen to this, you don't sound straight. That is so funny. Hey, look, I got 5 kids. I'm about, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can call me whatever you want. I know somebody who like it. A lot of y'all girls, a lot of y'all men in here, y'all girls be listening to me on the low. So let's keep it a buck. Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. So yeah, I hear what you're saying about that. But my whole thing, and I told Genty this the other day. So, Mr. Jones, I want to hear what you have to say about this. If someone, because I'll say this again verbatim, I have heard Genty say out of his mouth. I have heard Genty say out of his mouth, and I'm gonna quote this. I have heard Genty say verbatim, I have had a lot of big dicks in my mouth and in my ass. And as a heterosexual man, I can respect Genty saying that, because he is like more than accepting who he is and living in his truth and doing it without shame.
Right.
I am a heterosexual man. I don't and have not been into the stuff that Genty is into, but I have dealt with women. I have no problem saying that I have dealt and deal with women. So my thing, Mr. Jones, is if a man is bisexual, if a man is gay, and listen, I will never be able to understand, I will never be able to feel, the scrutiny and the backlash and whatever emotions they have pertaining to coming out. But my thing, Mr. Jones, is if they're really proud of who they are and what they represent, and I said this a few days ago when I was talking to Genty as well, because when it's pride time, Mr. Jones, they're all out there and they got their flags and they're all happy, they're all proud, they're represented. So my thing is, why as a gay man or as a bisexual man, why do you, if you really proud of who you are and accept who you are, why do you have a problem coming out and just living in your truth?
Well, I mean, I can't answer that question. I'm not gay. I have no idea. Probably because society is unaccepting of it.
Genty, okay, Genty.
I was about to say, I don't know why you would ask me that question.
Yeah,
there's not a thing in the world. I respect Genty a million%. That's my family right there, quite literally family. But there ain't nothing you could do to make me attracted to a man. Nothing.
Yeah,
literally nothing.
Me neither. Okay, let's have Genty speak on that, and then Khalid, I'm gonna have you speak, and then watch my legs. I'm gonna have OG. I'm gonna have you go after Genty, and I'm gonna have Khalid speak. Go ahead,
I can
Jesse.
be on the back burner, bro, because I'm not the foremost authority on this issue. I'ma just interject where I can interject. Go right
Okay,
ahead.
okay. Go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead, Jesse.
So what did you want me to talk about
Yeah,
now?
yeah. So basically, like again, like and we talked about this the other day as well. If these people, like I said, you said I just quoted what I've heard you say verbatim out of your mouth. Um, Jesse, if these people are really proud of who they are and what they represent, why is there such why I don't even want to say I don't want to come off insensitive, but why is it so hard for them to just come out and just be who they are? Like, like I'm gay or I'm bisexual. Like, why is that so hard for them for this group of
I
people?
was explaining it the other day. It's like a multitude of factors, but the main factor, like I said, is what me and Mr. Jones said. At the end of the day, and if we're speaking strictly on the black community, a lot of black men, a lot of black cis men are afraid of other black men, specifically straight black men. Y'all just are, and I don't understand why. It's weird, but that's just the way it is. Majority of men are afraid of other men. That's what it is. Yes, homophobia.
Afraid in what way? Afraid in what way?
Afraid, like when I say afraid, I mean we're too worried about what the next man think, right?
Big facts.
If I'm not sleeping with you, if I'm not attracted to you, why am I so worried about what your opinion is about what I do in my life, what I do in the bedroom? Like if you're straight, you should be secure in your straightness. Why would you even have an opinion about what I do in my personal life? Does
And
that
I
make
agree
sense?
with you on
That
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 point,
that
but
makes no sense to me. So to
I,
fully, God, I was talking about God.
I wholeheartedly agree with you on that point. But I don't understand when you use the word that most men are afraid.
Well, that's just one example. One
Hmm.
example was being too worried, like, and another, and the main reason why I'm saying the word afraid is because like I know people are like not trying to be like be blunt about it, but I'm gonna be blunt about it. A lot of you straight men are unhinged and very very crazy, and some of y'all be unaliving people off the stuff that you're insecure about. You guys unalive trans women, they don't make it past the year 36. That's a problem. Straight men are insecure, respectfully.
Can can
Y'all,
I speak to that?
hold on, let me finish.
But
You guys
hold up, let's
unalive,
just put a flag
Hold
right
on,
there with
OG,
trans
wait,
women.
OG, let him finish. Let him finish.
No,
He has to finish.
I just want to highlight right there
Wait,
what he
wait.
said about trans women, but I want him to keep going. But we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, let him
revisit that.
finish.
Go
Let him
right ahead.
finish. Then you go.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Genty.
you guys unalive queer men because you just don't understand them, or I'm not saying you fear them, but something about them makes you wildly insecure where you want to end their life. Again, I can't speak on that because I'm not straight, but outside looking in, that's what it's giving to me, right? And then you have like Mr. Jones said, white supremacy, patriarchy, bigotry, this, that, and the third. You got people spreading wild misinformation. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like all of that just falls under that same bubble as to why men are DL. Not saying it's okay to do that, but it's just a multitude of things. And then this one thing I want to say before OG speaks, where people keep sitting here saying, "Oh, men that are DL are dangerous to black women because you can spread diseases and this, that, and the third," right? Okay, queer men, yes, statistically, we have the most, I guess, STDs or whatever you want to call it, right? That is because we are not only active, but we honestly get tested more than straight men. And I mean by a lot. And I mean by a lot, right? Straight men don't get tested like that. Y'all don't. If anything, a lot of y'all refuse to. Now think about it like this, right? Black women statistically have the highest rate of HIV out of every race of women in the world, which is fucking crazy. It's disgusting and it's sad, right? So I want to know something, right? If black women have the highest rate of HIV in the world, and majority of men have this disease and they are not into women, where the hell are they getting these HIV diseases from? You know where they're getting it from? They're getting it from the straight men who refuse to get tested, not from queer men and barely from DL men. It is from straight men. That is who you are getting those diseases from. Because again, if the majority of queer people have this so-called disease, most of us don't want y'all. We're not attracted to y'all because y'all like to call me gay so much. So I'm gonna say here, say and pretend I'm gay, right? If I'm a gay man, why the hell would I want to sleep with you? How am I giving you a disease if I'm not even attracted to you? Make that make sense. The majority of men that are giving those diseases to black women are straight men.
No, they're
You guys
DL
don't
men.
get tested. Yes, it is. It's true. You guys do not get tested.
It's not
They're,
DL men.
That's a
It's
yeah,
fact.
straight
but
men.
they're contracting it because they're DL men.
That's not true.
No, that's not
Nah,
true. I just
that's
literally
not true.
broke it down. That's not
But
true.
but listen,
Majority
if
of
I know
straight
plenty
men
of
do
straight men.
not get tested. I swear before God, ladies, and the ladies who don't like me or don't agree with me, okay, all love. But answer me this and answer honestly. You guys never sat here and been around these men. If you sit here and ask them one time, hey, you want to get tested with me? Hey, when was your test results? And they give you an attitude. Y'all never met those straight men that ever did that to y'all? Let's really, like, if you really want to go there and have that conversation, I promise you don't want to have that conversation with me. I promise you. I promise you. Because I actually be around women and I actually listen to them. And there's a lot of women who have the same story with these straight men. I promise you, queer men, go get tested. Queer men that are into women, go get tested. And you shaking your head because you know a part of what I'm saying is
I'm
true.
shaking my head because what you're saying is disingenuous. We're
How is it
talking about men
disingenuous?
who are on the DL. You're going
No.
back to the same thing we're originally
Majority of
talking
men
about.
that are DL are
Men that
not the
aren't
reason why
considered to be
black women have the highest
homosexual,
rate of
who
HIV.
don't
That's
consider
false.
themselves to be homosexual, are on the DL, are transmitting this disease to women.
I don't think Unc
So
is understanding what I'm saying.
when they take the statistics of this, it's not calculated because these men don't consider themselves to be homosexuals. They're on the DL and they're passing it on to women.
Oh, let me say something real quick. And anyone that is familiar, anyone that is a regular here, I'm very big on data, statistics, and speaking facts. If I don't know something to be definitively true, I always say in my opinion. But I can OG, I can and look, I'm not taking nobody's side, but a lot of straight men don't be getting tested, OG.
That's a
But
And
fact.
I
but
agree with that. I
Okay,
agree
okay,
with
That's a
that.
okay,
fact.
okay,
I
right,
agree with
right. So
that.
you agree with
I
that.
agree
But
with
with
that.
that being said, I can't sit here and say, me personally, I cannot sit here and say that because like Genty said, black women are the and like you said
Number
earlier,
one
OG.
carrier.
Right, yeah.
Women,
But I can't
women
I can't say whether that's straight men
to,
infecting them the
to
most or DL men infecting them the most. I have nothing to back up
but
that claim.
There
listen,
So I
is
can't.
data. There is data from the
the
NIH.
statistics
Okay.
answer that question because
Yes, they do. You're right. They do.
aren't infected. Straight black men aren't infected at the same rate as black
False.
women.
False. I mean, yes, they're not at the same rate, but let me tell you why. It's harder for
Exactly.
a man. It's harder for a man to contract it. But here's the problem: men, straight men, are having intercourse with multiple partners, multiple
Exactly.
female partners,
Exactly.
and not getting tested and giving it
Exactly.
to other women. It is straight
So
heterosexual men
I'm
that are
trying to
so
doing
tell
it.
you,
hold
bro.
on,
The
hold
data
on.
backs it
So
up.
where are these so-called heterosexual men infecting women getting it from?
From women that are
From other
infected
From
because they have
women?
multiple
DL sex
partners.
with other men and they don't
No,
consider
No,
themselves
no,
homosexual.
Nah,
That's
bro.
no.
yeah,
no.
Okay.
yeah,
Hold on.
The
yeah,
NIH has a
yeah,
study on it. You can look it up for yourself.
Okay,
yeah.
wait. Okay, hey, Khalees, thank you for waiting patiently, brother. We're gonna have Khalees speak, and then we're gonna
These
have
straight men be raw dogging prostitutes and you blame it on queer people. Like, are we
Facts.
serious
They
right now?
raw dog
Y'all
other
raw
Facts.
men in
dogging
prison too.
prostitutes,
okay,
There's,
$40,000
there's a
prostitutes and
large
blaming it on queer
majority
people.
of
That's
our
crazy.
population of
That's
women
crazy.
who like men that have been in prison before. They're on TikTok.
Now it's the
You see
prison
thousands
population.
of women that like these men. They're
okay.
in they're in prison having down low sexual intercourse amongst each other. Then they coming out and affecting these women, but they
This
don't
is
consider
why.
themselves
This
to
is why,
be
Noble.
homosexual.
This is
So
why there's
statistically,
men on the
the
DL.
statistics are
This is
skewed.
why there's men on the DL. This is why.
Okay. Hey, we gonna have.
Uncle
Thank,
Fedora. Uncle Fedora is why.
The
okay.
slick
What?
game. You like that,
Hold
don't
on.
you? The gay community gives a
Okay.
thumbs up to the
Hold on, y'all.
fedora,
Hold
baby.
on. We need to let Khalees speak. We need to let Watch My Legs speak. Thank you for waiting patiently, gang.
This is
Go
hilarious.
ahead. The floor is yours. Give your take. Give your insight on the topic.